Welcome, this is M-Dog, and you are viewing the YouTube channel that I run called M-Dog Gaming. And today we're going to be looking at an Indie Royale bundle called the Meteorite bundle. So let's take a look at this, see what's included, and then what we'll do is I'll have strung together a group of fairly short first impressions video where for the most part we'll just take a look at some early gameplay so you can see what these games are like. But before we get into the games, let's take a general overview here for this bundle, which first let's see what we've got. It's February 12th, so we've got 6 days and 12 hours remaining on this. And right now the price is $4.91. You can see the bundle price over time does vary based on the amount that's sold and what amount they're sold for. And what comes in this bundle? Well, first of all, there's a mystery game, so there will be something added down the road. But what we have already is Not the Robots, Arcane Worlds, this is an early access game, Unearthed Trail of Something, Bleed, No Time to Explain, and Bad Smell. Now it's worth mentioning, in case you are concerned, all these games are available on Steam except for Bad Smell. That one is something you download directly. It also appears that Not the Robots, Unearthed, and these three, Bleed, No Time to Explain, and Bad Smell, are also all available on Mac. And some of them are also available on Linux. You see here on the list that at least Not the Robots is. The others are not listed for Linux, so that may mean they're not on there. I thought when I had purchased the bundle, I thought I saw more than that available for Linux, but it looks like maybe the only one that's available on Linux is Not the Robots. So like I said, $4.89 is the minimum. Right now, if you pay $8 or more, you also get a bonus album, if that matters to you. So this says buy early. As more people buy, the price goes up, but if you pay more than the minimum, you knock the price back down. So that's how this system works. Let's go ahead and jump into the games, and we'll try to take these in sequential order. The first thing we'll be looking at is Not the Robots. Alright, so we are now in WSA, and D is moving here. This is Not the Robots, by the way. And this is the very first level of the campaign. Crouch with left shift to hide behind cover. This is furniture. Eat the furniture with space. We have eaten the furniture. Okay, so it looks like we can eat lots of furniture. I don't know if we're supposed to be eating as much as we can or not. Alrighty. Looks like we can still eat more furniture after we have gotten our fill. Okay, so the first floor was very easy. The game explained in the beginning that the game levels up instead of the player, so things get more difficult. Everything is also procedurally generated, so no level will necessarily ever be the same. If you mess up, you will not ever see that level again, potentially. Red is an upgrade box. It's locked until you're ready. Blue boxes contain useful items. Health boxes retain 50, refill 50 health. Okay, I don't like that. Whoa. I'm not sure where my health is, to be honest. Alright, so we can now return, go get our upgrade box, and then get out of here. You now have 2 inventory slots. Pick item with the number keys. Alright. So we will allow the do not let him see you. Uh-oh. He might have already seen us. Remove wall tiles. Cool. Alright, we got rid of invisible. We got 2 digs. Alright. Let's go ahead and get all this furniture. Oh boy. They're serious about that. Wow, okay. So, that one guy completely took us out. New data found.
Greetings, value consumer. We hope you're enjoying the incredible convenience of the Trash Tech Smart.
That's enough of that. Alright. We still have that blocks thing. I don't completely understand how that works, so let's experiment with it. Huh. Then you can eat it. Alright. I don't know. I'm sure there are puzzles where you need that. Is that recharging? Alright, we just dropped blocks so we can find out what this is. Oh, more blocks. This should be enough. So this is the game of eating furniture. We took no damage. Your health does seem to continue from round to round, same health. So last time we moved to building 2, we got someone here shooting machine guns at us, and it was not very friendly. There he is again. We gotta wait till that guy's out of the way. I shouldn't have eaten that. That was not the most strategic way through that floor. Now we've got multiple ones of those guys. So this game's a puzzle game with a really funny sort of mechanic of eating furniture. I don't know how we got by that. Is he coming this way? Oh, how'd we miss him? I don't know. We missed both of them though. They're going to be coming back though, aren't they? We can get some health back right here. Invisible, that's what we needed. Invisible would have helped. So you eat furniture till you've eaten enough food, then you can clear the board. But as you go and clear levels, things get more and more complicated. Count down through the sequence. Alright, so there's one. Did we do something with one there? Oh, I guess we start with 5. Ooh! Alright, so we got that part of the sequence done. Now we gotta find 4. There is 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Floor complete. So we'll talk more about this once we get done with all of these first impressions videos. But I hope this is giving you a chance to kind of see what Not the Robots is like. Let's move on to the next game, which is going to be, of course, Arcane Worlds, the early access game. Before we do move on, I wanted to just point out that it looks like you do unlock things as you go in this. After the second run we went on, we unlocked challenges. We also are keeping story entries, so we can go back and listen to that audio clip that we unlocked on one of the building levels. And then it looks like challenges start off with, there's 4 that are unlocked. It says, Young Lava, watch your step. So let's just see what this challenge looks like, and then we'll wrap this game up. I did want to point out that there is a little bit more to the game than we showed in what we saw initially. Goodness. Yeah, these challenges are going to be seem like a good bit tougher, at least than the early levels we played. We did finish it in 27 seconds, but those challenges seem like they could be pretty tough. I mean, that's the very first one. So again, we were playing campaign initially. We've now unlocked challenges, which there seem to be plenty of. Story entries, it looks like, is just a way so you can go back and hear some of those audio clips that you unlock. Options, the options are controls, video, audio, progress. It is worth mentioning under controls, it does look like you could use a gamepad in a game like this. Honestly, a 360 controller might be the way to go. Just a little bit more precision with movements possibly than WASD. But I could see that being a really viable choice for this game. Okay, here we are. We're taking a look at the second game included in the bundle. This is an early access game available on Steam, and it is called Arcane Worlds. I was going to go to the store page real quick. It's worth mentioning this is developed by Ran Mantura Games, and it was released on January 28th, 2014. That's when it was opened up, at least on Steam, for early access. And before I forget, if you're watching this compilation of videos, the last one we were looking at was Not the Robots. And I did want to just mention that it is also a game that's on Steam, and it's developed by 2D Array. Published by Tiny Build, but 2D Array is the designer. So let's take a look at Arcane Worlds. So options, we have a few options. Not many, but a few. It does say controls WASD, up is space, down is C. Good thing I looked at this. Go faster, shift, left spell, right spell, show map, and select spells, control. Whew. It's a lot to remember. Some other options here if you need to see those. There's cheats, you know. We won't fool with those for now. Let's start a new game and see what we have. This game is alpha, far from complete. A lot of the content is missing. Future versions to break save games compatibility. Changes you make to the worlds are not saved yet. The universe is uniform and has no special features, worlds, or events yet. Spells are too common in the world and can be exploited. Holy cow! Okay, so space is making us go higher. These guys are actively attacking us. Shift is helping us go faster. Left trigger is shooting fire spells. Right trigger did something with a castle, I guess? Wow, we are just really getting hit here. I don't know what I did with that castle. Is this the castle? I'm not sure, to be honest. Alright, hold control. And you can select different spells. So we've got water now and fire. So I think this is just pretty much an exploration game, is the main idea here. Trying to see if we can catch that on fire. It doesn't look like we can. And these things are still chasing us. Oh, we took out one. We took out another. At least two left. Okay. Maybe we can relax for a minute here. Goodness. Okay, so these guys seem to be doing something now that we took out those monsters. The giant teddy bears. They're absorbing, eating what was dropped by the nasties. Alright, he's had his fill, I guess. Oh, he's still eating some. Okay, so this is obviously a magical world we're in. Some strange things going on. Oh. You know, crosshairs. It looked like there was an option for crosshairs. That might be interesting to have crosshairs. Be able to aim a little better. Lightning. There you go. We'll take that as our secondary. So now we have lightning and fire, so I guess Okay. We have upset the crows. I'm honestly tempted not to do too much else in this game. Because here's the deal. If this game looks appealing to you, you know, being along for the ride is an early access, you know, there are things that are not permanent about what has... Ooh. So there are things that are not permanent. The world's not permanent, I guess, yet, though there is some sort of save game system. There are, to me, the name of the game, from just checking it out for a few minutes, seems to be just exploring the planet, exploring the world, and finding out what you can do to interact with it. And, you know, if that looks appealing to you, you probably don't want to watch me spoil all those things, right? You know, you probably want to do it for yourself. So I don't know that I necessarily on the... Oh, we did start it on fire. Very interesting. So I don't know that I necessarily want or need to show a whole lot else. The hill, pit, water sink, water globe, castle, use portal. We'll see what use portal is. No nearby portal or castle. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's about exploring, right? It's a, you know, it's a pretty world. It's not the most amazing graphics, but it's good. It's serviceable. There's lots of detail. You would assume that there's lots of different areas and regions and lots of things going on with these flying teddy bears that are eating the shiny remains of the bad guys that are chasing us. And hopefully, I can't verify how much content there is, how many things there are that you can do, but if you like exploring a world and figuring out how your spells and abilities can interact with this world, then, you know, this might be something you're interested in. The game normally is in early access. It normally costs $9.99. So, you know, if you're getting it as part of this, if you're watching this during the Indie Royale bundle, the Meteorite bundle, then you're getting it at a huge discounted price. If you're watching this later and you're wanting to get just this particular game, at least at this point, the price is $9.99, so that may be what you're paying. Anyway, this is Arcane Worlds, and we'll talk a little more about it once we wrap up with all the videos. Alright, now we get to the third game in this series, in this bundle, and this is called Unearthed Trail of Ibn Battuta. And this is the most sort of, I guess, the least known. You know, from looking at the trailers of the different games when I first saw this bundle come out today, this is the one that I had the most questions about. Even from looking at the store page on Steam, this appears to be an indie action adventure. Okay? That's about all I can gather from the store page. The developer is Semaphore. January 3rd, 2014. Fairly recent release. It says it's episode 1. Unearthed is sort of the name, and then Trail of Ibn Battuta, episode 1, Gold Edition. So, if this is a story-driven action-adventure game, it's probably going to be fairly difficult to actually show a whole lot. We'll just start a game and kind of see. We're not going to watch long bits of dialogue and all that, but just see what the game looks like initially, and for our purposes of just trying to get an idea of what are we getting into, that'll serve well enough. So, new game, medium difficulty, targeting. We'll do manual. That's fine. And again, if you end up getting this, you'll play through this and you'll enjoy all of the intro cinematics.
Some secrets are worth adventuring for.
Or so they say. Looking at where this one got me so far, I have my own take on the subject. My name is Faris Jawad, and now I will put an end to all this.
That wasn't very nice. Okay. I appear to be hurt.
Requesting backup! I'm empty. Cover me while I reload.
Okay, looks like that's the same gun as we have now. There we go. Okay, Alt is switching the sides there. And again,
You're dead! Reloading. Requesting backup!
okay. We didn't fire a shot. Alright, we're gonna... Guess we were supposed to do that first.
You're dead!
Checkpoint reached. Alright. Unfortunately, we are going to have to bring this to a close, I believe. Uh-oh. Quick time event? Maybe not. Hold the block, punch kick, camera. Hold the block. Why is there a line going down the middle of the screen? What?
Hold on, Donia. I'm going to get you out of here.
Why did we pick up the pistol instead of the Uzi?
Now, what would you do if you were me?
3 weeks ago. Okay. I was wondering, it was feeling like maybe it was going to be one of those stories that you rewind time a little bit. Okay. Holding E to skip. And we're going to wrap this one up. Okay. Believe me, we will talk more about this, my impressions of this one, once we get back to the end of the video at the main page. But let's move on to the next game. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about a game called Bleed. And first of all, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. This was developed by Ian Campbell. This is a platformer, indie platformer, supposedly pretty difficult, requires a lot of skill, so we will not do well. However, we do need to give it a try so that we can give you an idea of what's included in this bundle. So let's go ahead and start here. I do have the music turned off. There would be music blaring in your ears if you were playing this right now without the music turned off. We have story, extras, options, credits, and quit. PC options. This is a co-op game. Gamepad, this is full controller support. Co-op text. Extras, we have arcade mode and challenge mode that was not unlocked. Chapter select. Let's go ahead and get into this and see what this is like. Normal difficulty. Storm the opulent manor and take out Guppy. Left thumbstick to move around. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right trigger to jump. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Controls are pretty fun. Right stick to shoot. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Totally have to retrain my brain here. Every time I want to jump, I'm freaking out. Every time I want to fire, I'm hitting the right trigger, which does not fire. The right stick is doing the firing. And yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Switch weapons using the shoulder buttons. Rocket launcher. Dual pistols, rocket launcher. Okay. Hold the left trigger to enter bullet time. Okay. Okay, pretty cool. The amazing part is wall jumping appears to reset your double jump, so you can play this for a little bit more, and then we'll unfortunately have to wrap this video. I just have to tell you, and I'm obviously not completely used to the controls yet, but the controls work really well for what they do. They really do work well. Excuse me. That bullet time is fun. Wow. Player 2, press start to join. Oh. There we go. Bleed. On to the next game. Alright, this is No Time to Explain. And it's already just jumping right in, and let's see what we can find out. Wow. Okay, so up, pressing up, jump. Apparently. This game's crazy. Mercy. All right.
My ribs are in my eyes! They're in my eyes!
I'm speechless. Really, I am. I'm actually speechless on this one. Alright, just a little more of this. Just a little more of this. No time to explain. I had to move on from No Time to Explain. This is the last game. It's called Bad Smell, but let me just say about No Time to Explain, I had it in windowed mode because I've got the recording going at the same time, and during that boss battle, every time I was trying to move from one side of the screen to the other, it was clicking outside the window and knocking me out of the game, and so I couldn't control it for a minute, and then, anyway, it was a disaster. Probably should play it in full screen, but that was interesting. I think we played it enough to get an idea of what we're in for with that one, at least to a degree. Alright, so this is Bad Smell. Shoot enemies, left, switch guns. Okay. Credits, just to give some people their due here. Magic Guido seems to be the main developer here. Arcade mode, options, audio options, music off. Thank you. Back, erase file, extra, back, adventure mode, arcade mode. Started on arcade mode, so that's what we'll try. Normal. We only have one character unlocked. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoops. All right, there's Bad Smell. So we'll talk more about this one, obviously, when we wrap this up, which it's time to do that. So we'll switch back to the Indie Royale site and talk about each game individually. But just in terms of, I don't know what else to really say about this or show you in this. I mean, I think it's pretty self-evident what kind of game this is. Another probably ramps up difficulty very quickly and has a very simplistic graphic style, but could have some fun gameplay, fun mechanics going on. So yeah, there's a quick view at the last game in this Indie Royale. Now let's go back and sort of wrap it all up and talk about at least my impressions of all these games. Okay, welcome back. I have no idea how I'm going to edit all those impressions videos together. But let's just talk a little bit about this bundle as a whole. You know, it's hard not to recommend all of the bundles that come out on these indie sites, like Humble Bundle and Indie Royale, like the one we're looking at now, and there's others now as well. Now there's some that I pass on because just either I already have some or a lot of the games, or just none of them look interesting at all to me. This one, the main thing that initially drew me to looking closely at it was the fact that Arcane Worlds was on here. It's a game in early access, and if you spend any time on my channel, you know that I like to look at the early access games because it's fun to watch them progress over time. So that's what got me looking at it first, and then while I was looking, I saw some of the other games and thought, you know what, for the minimal amount of cost that you're putting into this, it seemed like a worthwhile thing for me. And now that after I've played these games at least a little while, let's talk about what we think. First, Not the Robots. A puzzle game with a really interesting concept. You're a robot eating furniture, right? And it's going to add different levels of complexity as you go. As it told me when I first started up the game, this is a game where the player does not level up, but the game does. So based on how well you do, the game is going to get more complex and more difficult. If you're into puzzle games and those types of games, then that seemed like a really good example of it. Seemed fun. Look, I mean, for the value we're talking about here, that's cool that that's a part of this bundle. Next, let's talk about Arcane Worlds. I think if you really enjoy exploration and sort of a relaxing, somewhat relaxing game where you're figuring out what's going on, how you can interact with the world, then this one is worth looking at. I really had not looked closely at Arcane Worlds. When it came out, I was knee deep in something else and just never really took a close look at it. So I'm glad I have it and can kind of watch the development. I will say, though, I don't think that sort of knowing now what kind of game it is, if I was really just looking at that one game and thinking, am I interested in this, I think I'd pass. That wasn't one of the stronger games in this bundle, at least for me and my tastes. But that is the only game that is in early access, and so that one has the most potential, I guess you could argue, as it changes and gets developed. And certainly some cool ideas. I just don't know how much content is really there and how long you would keep coming back to it at this stage of development. But later on, that could get, more and more of a rich experience. All right, so next, Unearthed, and this is probably for me one of the two really low points. Now, Unearthed Trail of whatever it is, and this is, I guess, episode 1. It is certainly the most ambitious of these games. I mean, we're talking about a fully realized world, first or third-person shooter. I don't know how much complexity the story has or how intriguing the story is, but that is certainly where, if there is value to be had here, it will be in the story. Because the gameplay mechanics were not very smooth. It felt like it just didn't feel as good of controls. It felt really sort of clunky, the shooting, and honestly, if I was going back, I would turn on aim assist, partial or full, because this game is not going to be about the shooting. The shooting mechanics aren't strong enough for it to be about the shooting. That's just sort of a way for you to get through the level and have some interactions and defeat the bad guys, I guess, if those are bad guys. This game is going to be all about story and mystery, I would think. And there may be some good puzzle moments in there. We didn't see any, but that doesn't mean that they aren't there. It would be worth checking out more. But for what I saw in playing those beginning few moments and seeing how the controls felt and the gameplay felt, I was not interested at all. Again, it all hinges on that story, though. If I started hearing people talk about, did you see the story in this game? If it's a really good story, then it's worth going through the gameplay to get the story. But if that's not the case, then I would probably stay clear of this one. Next was Bleed. Bleed is probably my favorite game in this group. Not probably, it is. That's the one that I'll play the most of, I would assume. It's one of those that obviously it is. I mean, I think it probably is a very difficult game as you move forward in it, but just from the little bit I saw, that looks like there's a lot of variety of weapons you can get and different things you can do. And honestly, I mean, you have to try it to see, but the controls were just really good. I can't say how just sharp and responsive those controls were. It was so fun. It took a little getting used to, and it would continue to take getting used to, because I'm wanting to hit that right trigger to shoot, but you're using the right stick to shoot, and the right trigger is jumping, which you may be able to remap that to A or something, but you just have to see sort of how things go, what other buttons you're needing to push. Taking jump off right trigger may mess up the fluid nature of the rest of the controls, but that might be, for me, worth looking into to see if jump can be remapped, because I'm telling you, it was really messing with my mind, knowing that I needed to shoot things, but having to try to hit the right trigger to actually jump. So that's just me. But overall, I thought Bleed was a really cool game, worth the price of admission for this bundle. You know, for less than $5, if you were only getting Bleed, I'd be like, cool. It seems fun. It seems like a fun game. I'd look forward to playing more of it. No Time to Explain. Now that seems like a funny game. And I had some technical difficulties and just kind of got a little frustrated and just moved on. But I would like to go back and play that more, figuring out having it full screen, trying to, even if I was recording, I just did not have a good setup there going. It was between the, you know, recording screen and the game itself. I have two monitors, and it was just it was a mess. I was getting bumped out of the game constantly during that boss battle as I was frantically trying to move between the left and right side of the screen. So, but that aside, it did seem like a fun and entertaining game. Not taking itself serious at all, obviously, but some interesting things going on, and even the little bit that we saw, I would be pretty excited about playing some more of that. In fact, that's probably the one that I would think after Bleed, that's probably the one I'd try next to get some more time in on. The last one, Bad Smell, just not my style of game. I mean, you know, first of all, the graphics don't look that good, and that can be okay. You know, some of these indie developed games, their strong points are often not graphics. This kind of takes that to a little bit of extreme for a new release game, at least the games that I typically play on Steam and such. But you know, there's a lot of indie games that kind of have that top-down view, very basic controls. You're shooting, you're picking up things, and solving, sort of like solving puzzles, and figuring out how to fight the different bad guys. So some people will like that. Some people will probably enjoy it. And if I gave it more time, maybe it would grow on me. But my first impression was not a real positive one. But overall, Meteorite bundle, I'm going to have to say I like it. You know, I think it's worth the price. Like I said, Bleed is the high point for me. No Time to Explain seemed fun. Not the robots if I'm in the right mood. Arcane World, same thing. These two, I don't know that I'll play very much unless I just start hearing good things about them. So, but 4 out of 6, and then we also have another mystery game. My experience in these bundles with Indie Royale is this mystery game will be something, you know, a small little something that's just kind of like a bonus thrown in. They're not, at least the ones that I've been a part of, they don't come in with that bonus game a couple days later and it's just something shocking like, whoa, I can't believe this. But we'll see. I mean, they could prove me wrong on this one. We will certainly find out. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it's given you at least a little bit of a better idea about this particular bundle. And if you have any comments, questions, feedback, leave them in the video, under the video. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and look forward to making more videos for you. Thanks a lot.